5.2 RSG. I'm going to do some notes for this homework first that you guys might want to get a notebook out and write some notes down as a refresher. You are going to need this to help you as we progress through the second part of Module 5. It's a very big part of 5.5 through 5.8, and it is also a very big part of Module 6. You are definitely going to need to make sure you know your right triangle trigonometry. So you only have 4 here, and I don't want to take one of those problems away from you. So let's go ahead and do some notes. So this is going to take a little bit of time. SOHCAHTOA. You should have gone over something similar to this in Math 2. Sine, when you're looking for the sine of an angle, and theta, this symbol is the Greek symbol theta. It represents your angle measure. When you want to find sine, whatever angle you're looking for, it's the opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent is opposite over adjacent. So let's define those 3 terms. Hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is the longest side, and it is across from the right angle. That should always be the first side that you identify. The hypotenuse. The next thing that you can, and adjacent and opposite can be identified in either order. Adjacent is the side next to your theta. Whatever angle, if you're looking for angle A, angle B, angle C, angle D, angle theta, adjacent is the one that is next to it, but not the hypotenuse. You've already identified the hypotenuse. Opposite is the side that is across from your angle. Whatever is across from theta or A or B or C, that is the side opposite. Again, it is not your hypotenuse. So you got to label hypotenuse first. Once that's done, it's done. So let's go ahead and do a quick example over here. We're going to do this a couple of different times. So go ahead and pause it if you need to draw this triangle. So I'm being asked to find sine of angle B, cosine of angle B, and tangent of angle B. Since my triangle is labeled by ABC, I'm going to use the letter. I don't need to use theta. But again, the B is the same as theta. So this is the angle I'm working with right now, angle B. So I want to label my side. So first thing, hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is the side opposite the right angle, and it is also the longest side. Though sometimes it's not easy to determine the longest side, especially when the numbers are very close. So hypotenuse is across from the right angle. Here's my hypotenuse. Now I'm going to look at adjacent. Adjacent is the side next to angle B, since that's the angle I'm looking for. Oh, 7 is right next to angle B. Here's my adjacent. And 9, if I'm going to look across from B, 9 is across, so that's my opposite. If you label these wrong, you will never get these right. You have to label these correctly. Adjacent is next to, opposite is across. So sine, we need to remember sine is opposite over hypotenuse. SOHCAHTOA. So, S-O-H. Opposite is 9. Hypotenuse is 13. So my sine of B is 9 over 13. Cosine of B. Ca. So ca. C-A-H. Adjacent over hypotenuse. 7 over 13. Tangent. TOA. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. Opposite is 9, adjacent is 7. And your answers are the fractions. And then if it was angle A, you would be looking from angle A. Hypotenuse is still the hypotenuse, but your opposite and adjacent would switch. So hopefully that helps. If you need to watch it again, watch it again. Actually, let's do this. Let's find angle A. Let me switch these to say angle A now. Let's say I wanted the sine of A, and the cosine of A, and the tangent of A. Well, I'm not looking from angle B anymore. I'm going to look from angle A, which changes things. So let me start this over. Though whoa, not the triangle. So I'm going to be looking from angle A now. Hypotenuse is still the hypotenuse. That doesn't change. But now next to A is the 9. That becomes the adjacent. And across from A is the 7. That's your opposite. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse, 7 over 13. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, so 9 over 13. Tangent is opposite over adjacent, so 7 over 9. You have to have them labeled correctly or this is not going to work. If you need more help with that, then you're going to have to come in before school lunch or after school or ask in class on Friday when we have a homework day. But I would not wait that long. Hold on, let me get rid of this. Okay, but I would not wait that long, you guys. Okay, so in class, we were talking about revolutions and what if I have one shape and I revolve it, what am I going to get? Or if I have this shape, what did I have to get it? What was the original shape, the two-dimensional flat shape before it was revolved? So for each of the following solids, draw the two-dimensional shape that would be revolved about the x-axis to generate it. So kind of think about revolution is always a circle, and we're moving and moving and moving a shape very fast in a circle, so it does look like it is a three-dimensional figure. So in class, we did talk about how you would have to cut a shape down the middle, and then that would give you your two-dimensional shape that would need to be rotated and rotated, rotated, rotated over and over and over again, giving you, in this case, a soap bottle. You do need to be very careful when you're drawing these. When I am looking at this two-dimensional shape, it might help. Let me make this bigger. It might help that you trace this first. So it goes up, trace it, and that's what you're going to draw. That's the two-dimensional shape that was spun around and around and around and around and around in order to create this soap bottle. So it went up, made a little thing like this, went down a little bit, then it went back up, flat. Not the world's best drawer, so if I can do this, you can do this. Then it looks like it went like this, and then back up bigger again, and then down. So something similar to that. Am I going to knock points off if you guys mess up a little bit in your drawing or it's not quite perfect? Like mine's kind of ugly. Okay, mine's not the world's greatest drawing, but it will make a shape like what's here. If you leave off all of this stuff here, then yes, you would be wrong. That would not be a soap bottle. So be very, very careful. Those of you who are really good at drawing, this is your section. You've got this. Take advantage of being able to draw now in math and that it's just very, very visual. You're going to do that in the rest of these. The snowman, don't worry about the nose and the eyes and the arms and the buttons. It's just the basic shape of the snowman. Then you have the barrel. You have the flashlight. Don't worry about the on and off switch in the flashlight. That's not being rotated around and around. Just focus on the body of the flashlight. And then when we look at the next set of problems, 9 and 10, you need to find something in your house or your grandma's house or your grandpa's house or your cousin's house or your aunt and uncle's house or anywhere, or Google something, a household item, that when you revolve this shape about the x-axis, what would it make? What about this shape around the y-axis? What would it make? And think, revolutions make circles and they keep going and going and going. So you really need to think three-dimensionally with circles. And then on the go, I'm not going to do any of these because they're giving you the formulas and they're giving you everything that you need to plug in. Just be careful with using your calculator, please, or leave them as squares. There's nothing, or square roots. When you get to 13 and 14, you can leave your answers as square roots. I'm not worried about that. Or you can write your answer as a decimal. That's fine also. Take your pick. The only thing I want to kind of help you with is number 12. Don't forget B is the area of the base. Capital B is always area of the base. So we need to think about what is the shape of your base here. I'm not going to give you what the shape is, and I'm not going to give you the formula for that. You need to know it. You had it in the last section, and you should be able to look back and find that if you don't have it memorized yet. But plug into those formulas. They're given to you. It's kind of nice. Use your calculator correctly. Please don't forget to follow order of operations when you guys are plugging in. And don't forget to check your answers. And if you need help with anything, please make sure you come back morning, lunch, or after school, or be ready with questions on Friday, our homework question day. All right, see you tomorrow.